Okay students, so far we have seen about discrete Fourier transform, the properties list of discrete Fourier transform and few proofs and some problems on linear convolution. If you observe in the properties list of discrete Fourier transform, there is a circular convolution. So now we are going to see what is circular convolution. The circular convolution, that and all we have covered in properties itself. So now we are going to see problems on circular convolution. Okay, it differs from linear convolution. The main difference between linear convolution and circular convolution is, I have discussed this earlier also, the linear convolution is a convolution between two non-equal length signals. That means lengths of h of n and x of n both are different. But circular convolution, in circular convolution we are going to convolve only equidistant signals. That means circular convolution is possible only for equidistant signals. It is not possible for non-equidistant signals. Okay, so we have studied very basic concepts of circular convolution. Now we are going to see a very important method that is problems on circular convolution. How we are going to solve the problems, as we are not in the classroom, it is a bit tough for us to do circular convolution, but try to understand and listen to this lecture 1 or 2 times, then you will get some idea how to do the problems and how to solve yourself. Okay, so in general the problems on circular convolution involves in 4 steps. Okay, they are: first one is defining input signal. That means whatever is the question that has given in the question, whatever is the data that has given in the question, that we have to define it. Okay, means if suppose they didn't give x of n but they have given excitation, so we have to understand that signal is x of n, and then we have to analyze the other signal is h of n. Like that we have to define our input signal. Okay, we have to clear about input what they have given. Second one, mirroring. This mirroring concept that we can do for either h of n or x of n, but 99.9% of the cases we will do for h of n only. Okay, excitation we are not going to change any excitation, that's why we do only for filter h of n. Third step is checking for overlaps, multiplication, addition and shifting for the next sample. This is the complete analyzation step, complete calculation step. Entire process is going in this third step only. Okay, next final step is representation of output signal. So there are 4 basic steps in circular convolution. One is definition of input signal, second one is mirroring, third one is checking for overlaps, multiplication, addition and all calculations, fourth one is representation of output signal. So before going to circular convolution problem, we have to keep in mind that both lengths should be same. The inputs x of n, our input excitation, and the input which is given to the system function h of n, both lengths should be same. If they are not of equal length, then we have to make them equal by adding zeros. Okay, suppose if length of x of n is 3, length of h of n is 2, then we have to add some 0 to h of n, and then we have to do circular convolution. So this is the question: find the response of a system h of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 circularly convolved with excitation x of n is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so in this question they have given h of n, system response of a system h of n, and excitation is nothing but input to the system, x of n is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2. So now solution. In solution, step 1 is representation of input signal. So given h of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, x of n is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, you have to write them clearly, okay, like this. What is 0th sample of x, what is first sample of x, like in x of n and h of n. X of 0 is equal to 1, this one. Next, x of 1, first sample value equal to 1, second sample value is equal to 2, third sample value is equal to 2, like that you have to first write for x of n and h of n, okay. This is not needed in examination, but it is very important to analyzation, okay. As a beginner you have to analyze between x of n and h of n. What is 0th sample? So what is the value of 0th sample? You have to be able to recognize those ones, okay. So this is analyzation x of n and h of n. Now we have to represent. How we are going to represent means, okay, see here, take a circle. As this is circular convolution, we have to take a circle and make equal parts and represent both x of n and h of n on the circle in either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, okay. So don't confuse here, we have to take a circle, okay. So we are having 4 samples. Length of h of n is 4 and length of x of n is also 4. So we have to make 4 equal parts on the circle. We have to mark that 4 equal parts on the circle, and we have to represent the same thing for x of n and the same thing for h of n, okay, either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. If you represent x of n in clockwise direction, represent h of n also in clockwise direction. If you represent x of n in anti-clockwise direction, represent h of n also in anti-clockwise direction. Choose any one direction, okay. See, this is the representation of input signal. Remember, both should be in same direction, this direction, okay. Here I took anti-clockwise direction. This is a circle, okay. We are having 4 samples. So the circle has to be divided into 4 equal parts, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next, from here always starts from the right point. From here we have to mark x of 0, next sample x of 1, x of 2, x of 3. Like that x of n is represented over the circle, okay. So like the same way h of n has also to be represented. H of n, h of 0, h of 1, h of 2, h of 3. Like this, take a circle and make 4 equal parts on h of n, h of 0, 1, 2, 3. Like this you have to represent both x of n and h of n, okay. So next, step 2 is mirroring. This is the representation, okay. So in this representation, for a system we are going to analyze the circular convolution. So x of n excitation won't be changed in any case. X of n is represented in this direction only h of n is shifted circularly, okay. Then only we have to combine these two. Place 2 is mirroring. Place a mirror horizontally to h of n, and if you observe, vertical points on the h of n were changed, okay. As a result you will get h of minus n. If you see this one, you will get to know clearly. This is h of n, original h of n, okay. Placing a mirror, this violet line is a mirror. Placing a mirror horizontally. So whenever you place a mirror horizontally, what will happen? If you take an object that and place your mirror perpendicularly to it, you can see the image upside down, okay. So that's why what will happen means, these horizontal the sequences or else the signals here on the horizontal line will remain unchanged. Okay, only the points, these two, will get interchanged. Like this it will come. This is the one. Okay, this is h of n. This is h of n. After mirroring, it will become h of minus n. Okay, the sequences, some points will get reversed. So h of 0 is same. Here also h of 2 is same. H of 1 became h of 3. H of 3 became h of 1. Okay, like this. Second one, mirroring step. So we have to mirror only h of n. Okay, you can do with x of n also, but as per theory we are not going to disturb our input signal. We are going to find out circular convolution for some specific input. So x of n need not to be disturbed, only h of n is to be mirrored and h of n is going to be shifted. Okay, so next, step 3, check for overlaps, multiplication and addition and shifting for the next sample. Okay, so formula for circular convolution, this is the symbol of circular convolution, star over the circle. So y of n equal to x of n circularly convolved with h of n equal to summation m is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n into h of m minus n. So we know n here, capital N is length of the sequence 4. So y of 0, if you want y of 0, you have to substitute 0 0 here, and for m is equal to 0 to m minus 1, you have to substitute m here. See, draw a bigger circle. How we are going to evaluate? I am going to show you circular convolution. Draw a bigger circle x of n and inside that draw h of minus n. Okay, so to calculate y of 0, like y of 0, I am going to substitute 0 in this formula. If you substitute n is small n is equal to 0 here, this is the 1. If you want y of 1, y of 2, y of 3, like for linear convolution, you can substitute here itself. But this is circular convolution, we approach only for circular way. Okay, see, draw a bigger circle x of n and draw h of minus n. See here, this is bigger circle. The bigger circle is x of n. Okay, and then in that lower circle is h of minus n, the shifted one. Then there exists some overlapping of samples. The lengths are equal means samples occurs at same point. So group those points. These red marks are for grouping those points. So you have to multiply them. Y of 0 is equal to h of 0 into x of 0, 1 into 1, and then here 1 into 4, 2 into 3, 2 into 2, like this. Okay, grouping them, multiplying these values, and then addition of all the results. So the result will be 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 is equal to 15. Like this we are able to find out y of 0. So for y of 1, what we have to do means, we have to shift this h of minus n one time. Okay, so in whatever direction you took, you have to shift in the same direction. So if you observe here, here is the h of 0 at the sample, here is h of 3 sample, h of 2, h of 1. So when shifting comes, h of 3 will be replaced by h of 0 and 3 will come to here, 2 will come to here, 1 will come to here. Okay, like this shifting happened. So for y of 1. So h of 0, 3, 2, 1, and then again overlapping on each other, making summation, finding result. This is y of 1. For y of 2 you have to shift y of 1 one time, okay, shifting to left. So h of 1 will come to here, h of 0 will come to here, h of 3 will come to here, h of 2 will come to here. If you observe, here it is, okay, multiplication and then addition. And then y of 3, if you want to find out y of 3, you have to shift h of this one, h of 2 minus n, then you will get h of 3 minus n. If in next time if you shift means what will happen, there are no samples, y of 4 won't exist because we will be having only 4 samples in the output. So again you will get h of minus n itself, okay. So overlapping here, 4 into 1, 4, 3 into 1, 3, 2 into 2, 4, 1 into 2, 4, 1 into 2, 2. So and then you have to add each and every product. Finally the result is the magnitude of that particular sample, okay. In this way you will be able to find circular convolution of two given signals. So hence the circular convolution of given signals is y of n is equal to 15, 17, 16 and 13. This circular convolution can be verified by matrices method, matrix multiplication method, that is the shortcut method for gate also, okay. You can verify the circular convolution, you have to check whether the result is correct or not with the help of that matrix method.